Hey guys, this is Issues with Taddy One Skip, and this is an important video. It's an important video because I've heard about this, I've brought this up, and I want to talk about it. So, I have heard that DeeDee Blanchard, her wounds were over the course of a couple days, at least a few days, if you will. And I had spoken to people about it, and they were like, well, there's a few things out there that aren't true. Well, how do we know what's true and what's not true? How do we know? So there was an autopsy report, but then supposedly somebody else looked at the body or something. I don't know. Somebody sent this to me and they know who they are. And I thank you so much. And we're going to go over a few of these things because, especially the interrogation, Kandis Star breaks it down. Now, there's a few things we agree with, and there's a few things we don't agree with. But let's go over this, what Kandis is reading here. And this is about a year old, this part of the video, and then the other video is about 10 months old. And you can catch that on Kandis Star, and I'll have the links below. So let's check this out because I think it's
And this
huge.
is a comprehensive assessment of her body, both external and internal, to find out the manner of her death.
So this is now, Kandis says, I don't know if this is true or not. I certainly don't know if it's true or not, but I don't know that it's not true. I just don't know that it's not true. And a lot of us think that Nick unalived an unalived person. Well, this kind of goes with that. So let's hear about it.
During the autopsy, a disturbing and gruesome set of findings.
And so just so you know, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, blah, 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 trigger warning. This whole video is going to be basic trigger warning, to be honest with you.
Emerged. DeeDee Blanchard's body bore multiple stab wounds. Remember, Nick said he only did 4 stabbings and then possibly one across the back of the neck. Concentrated predominantly on her neck, back, and arms.
Now, I didn't hear arms. And I don't know that I've seen any pictures, and I've seen some very gruesome pictures of the crime scene with DeeDee's body that I would never show online. Um, I don't think that we need to see that, in my opinion. But anyway, it could be seen. It's there. But yeah, it was gruesome, but I don't remember seeing anything on the arms. So I don't even know if I saw the arms. But that wasn't mentioned if that happened because Nick said back, right?
The extent of the severity of these injuries were alarming, pointing to a violent and brutal assault.
Okay, so I can't believe that she wouldn't have fought back. I can't believe she wouldn't have fought back, DeeDee. That our reflex would be to fight back. Nick said that he remembered things, but again, I think Nick was going by something that was put in his head by Gypsy.
As the cause of death. Here's this part. Forensics examination also revealed that DeeDee had been subject to these inflicted injuries for several days before her death.
So remember, I had brought that up and I had asked people about that. I could see Gypsy doing that. I'm sorry, but I can. And I'm not even sorry. Gypsy loves to inflict pain. We see it. We see it in her actions. We see it with the way she talks to people. We see it with the way her minions come after people. She loves this. She loves it. So I could imagine that, yeah, she would get off on that, in my opinion. That's my opinion. And I think that that's how icky and deviant and, yeah, diabolical Gypsy is.
let me read that part again. And this is alleged. Again, I don't know if this is real or not. But it makes sense. It makes sense how Nick is the fall guy. Okay.
Makes
The
sense to
forensic
me.
examination also revealed that DeeDee had been subject to these inflicted injuries several days before her death. Now, I saw those pictures the other day.
So she goes into the details of the pictures, and she's talks about how some of the wounds are more fresh and some of the wounds look older. I just remember seeing. She also talks about a handprint that appeared, she thinks, on DeeDee's back. I don't really remember that, but I don't not remember that. It was just, it was gruesome. It was horrible. I don't think that Nick unalived DeeDee. I think that Nick was made to believe he did. And I think that in the interrogation, which Kandis is going to go over, and I'm going to piggyback off of that because it proves a lot of things. I think, in my opinion, and I think that, Nick was definitely, he knows a lot more. I don't know if he'll ever speak about it, but he definitely knows a lot more.
Now she leads him.
Okay, so this video right here, Kandis, she's now talking in this other video, and I'll have the links to both of the videos below. Kandis is now talking about, she's got the transcripts for the interrogation that the lady detective did for Nick, and she goes over it. And there are things, and I've brought that up before, that Nick was trying to more or less follow a script that Gypsy gave him. And he didn't know what to do when the detective came in and said, Gypsy told us the truth. Now, in order to be honorable, you have to tell us the truth as well. And that threw Nick off. And that's where Nick started like, okay. But then, he's still trying to protect Gypsy, and Kandis goes over it here, and it's perfect. The difference is, as you guys know, I don't think Nick was supposed to leave the house that night. I think Nick was supposed to, be the fall guy, literally, and go out the same way DeeDee did.
To be aware that there were more stab wounds. How? Watch this. She said, did you stab her? So this is very important, okay? This goes into why he changed his story.
And Kandis is the one talking about her video. So she went over the video again, and this is why you hear her.
Because now she's leading him. She's making him consciously aware that there's more than 4 stab wounds. So now in his mind, if he is going through a script too.
You remember? Are you sure? You sure you only stabbed her 4 times? Well, just the, just the deeper ones. Remember how something like that?
Protect Gypsy.
And I agree. I think it was
now
just to protect Gypsy.
Something else to cover this part up. Here we go.
She didn't just let him speak. When something didn't fit, and I agree with this when it came to the lady detective that interviewed Nick in the interrogation room, she didn't let him speak. She knew that there was so many stab wounds. He said 4. You sure 4? Could Gypsy have come out? So now, again, I agree with her. He knows now, wait, there might be something more. Let me say, and he changes it. And
4 times.
Listen, Nick didn't take a plea deal. Gypsy obviously took a plea deal. She's out on the streets. He's in prison. I don't know what he's waiting for to speak. I don't know why.
He's like, not gonna.
Nick was taught, in my opinion, that your word means everything. And I've said this before, I don't know why Bobby, his dad, doesn't go in there and say, yeah, but it only counts if she sticks to her word too, and she didn't stick to her word, son. That's me making allegations. Maybe he did do it. He did it 4 times. Maybe, and I believe that he did 4 times jab DeeDee, again, I just don't think DeeDee was, breathing or alive when, Nick did that. And I just think with everything that came upon the scene when he walked in, that he just had things fed to him, and his memory got tainted because of what he was told and stuff that he saw.
I'm aware of. And then Gypsy come in and stab her. Now he's like, oh, so maybe there's more stab wounds, right? See. And then she says, "Peep this, okay?
Peep this. Peep this."
Now he realizes there are more. No, Gypsy couldn't do it. When you say 4 actual stabs, he didn't say 4 actual stabs. He never actually said that. Okay.
That's right.
He never said 4 actual stabs.
Right.
He said 4 stabs. He didn't say actual. He didn't add that actual, okay? Because there was no reason to. Because in his mind, there was only 4.
That's right. And see, I agree. I totally agree. She, however, and I want you to check out her videos because it goes over all that, and it's true. She says that there was some sort of ritualistic unaliving of DeeDee. I don't know how ritualistic. I think that Gypsy used her mom as a pincushion for pure joy. And I think, unfortunately, DeeDee died a very slow and painful unaliving. After all, we also have to remember there were numbing agents that Gypsy could have used for her mother. She also could have, with insulin, she could have done things with that. And her mother could have died more peaceful than the way she died. No, there was a brutal attack. There was a reason for that brutal attack. And I thought originally it was so that it could look like, a home invasion that was botched up. I believe that, but I believe that it was more important than a botched up home invasion, that it was a bloody, brutal attack, because that's the way Gypsy wanted it. And I totally believe that 1000%. Okay. So I don't know if that will ever come out. I don't know if that will ever be proven. I don't know that it's 100% true, but I think Gypsy is so diabolical. And I've said this, and I think Gypsy definitely would have had a hand in this, because we see her despicable behavior as it is. Imagine what goes on behind the scenes. She didn't have to unalive her mom at all. She was a grown-ass adult. She could have fucking left. She didn't do that. And somebody was coming to get her. So she had a way out. She could have just left. She didn't do that. She could have given her mom the insulin, or no insulin, or whatever, or so much insulin, and that would have been a much better death, right? She could have she could have drugged her mother. The least she could have done before she took the first jab, or anybody else, was give her a fucking numbing agent. And she didn't do that either. She wanted to make sure that her mom felt pain all the way around. And what better way than by the hands of her daughter? I'm sorry, but that's what I think, and I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's all alleged. It's my opinion. It's what I believe. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Please like, subscribe, and share. Tell me what you think in the comments. I appreciate you immensely. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Take care.